It's not me, it's Halochos. It's easier than you think. I mean, we'll talk about it. Likutei Halochos, Likutei Halocha Aleph. So, we said basically that until now we're holding but this tzarich likol shloisha psukim mikol echad. Up to now, basically what we said is there's not water if you want. That the way to annihilate a Moloch is to ambush it. That's the way Hashem does it. He allows the Molech to swallow Kedusha. And not only this, but Molech thinks that he's like being super clever about it. You know, that was Haman, which is a Molech, sacrificed Vashti, which is Amirashanta Shabamirashanta, with the strategy of pulling Esther into the tumor. Esther obviously is the Mahos Kedusha. And that's how, you know, that was his downfall. So Mr. Smarty ends up paying for everything. So that's the reason why the only Kriyas Torah that has only 9 Pesukim, doesn't have 10. And all the Kriyas Torah throughout the year is Mechias HaMolech. Because the 9 Pesukim is a Chesaron, you need 10. Then it protects the Kedusha from the Tumah. So we give it 9 Pesukim. 9 Pesukim, HaMolech is yummy. Swallows it up, and this is how you catch it. That's actually called Shloisha Pesukim Kol Echad. Besides 9 Pesukim, it says, the Zimun Halacha says, one must read 3 Pesukim minimum for every single person. You never, you know, there's 3 Pesukim to each one, and the minimum number of people who are Oil Torah is 3. He says, Kishlemes HaMalchus, in turn and Vav, we said that the authority, position of authority, the Malchus, the Rabbanus, is Mekaveres es Baalea, it buries the title holder. This is the way to do it is to inject it with longevity. And then we said that the way you inject it with longevity is by learning Torah. You're calling the Torah, as we mentioned before. So Shlemes HaMalchus is when you bring life and longevity to it. Shehi Pchinas Das. Arichas Yomim is Das. Shu Pchinas Sholem, Pchinas Machokos Shem Shamayim. That's in the Torah. It's a very long and complex Torah. But at the end we're talking about Machlokes L'Shem Shamayim. Das is Machlokes L'Shem Shamayim. You have Chesed on one side, you have Gvura on the other side, and the Das is the Machriya B'neim, is the one that when we say what's the Pshat of Das? Pshat of Das is that you are able to contain the notion of Chesed on one side and the notion of Gvura on the other side, and make a decision what's best, you know, willing to use either one. You know, American the Katnus, small mind, you know, they say like, no, you gotta have Rachmanos on everybody, which obviously ends up being Achzorius on somebody, usually on those that really deserve Rachmanos.
Why is that?
Kol Rachem al Achzorim. Anybody who you have pity on terrorists is killing the innocent because the terrorist is going to get out. He says, no, it's chesed, it's rachamim, shev rachamim, 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 rachamim. You end up being cruel. Obviously, somebody who's just cruel is cruel. In order, to educate a child, you have to be able to say yes, you have to say no. You're saying only yes, you spoil him. You're saying only no, you repress him. You have to be able to say, a combination of yes and no in accordance to his benefits. Das is the wherewithal, the intelligence to be able to deal with what is in front of you, bringing the possible outcome into calculation, and taking a course of action in accordance to what you say. It's chesed, it's gvura, whatever it is. The whole thing is for the benefit of whoever it is that you're doing it for. But this is called das. So das is there's always chesed on one side and gvura on the other side. The das is the combination of the two according to what's best. So this is Machlokes Shem Shamayim. V'asholom b'chinas shlishi hamachriya. Machlokes Shem Shamayim is this one says no, you gotta be dafka that way, and the other side no, you dafka gotta be that way. And the shalom, what makes peace between both ways? The shalom machriya b'neim, the one that cuts the deal between the two of them. Ki en shalom, there's no shalom doesn't mean anything. When you have two opposites, and then there's a shlishi that make, that is machriya between the two of them, and the decider. Because shalom means that before there was no shalom. You make peace. You don't make peace between friends. Make peace between enemies. So, putting shalom is only when they're opposites. It's a shalom in Rama, because Baruch Hu does shalom in the heavens, while Shamayim is fire and water, Esh Shamayim, right? It's a shalom that he puts fire and water, two opposites together. That's called shalom. The earth is oldest. It's inert. It's not a shalom. There's no shalom it's a shalom ba'aretz. It's a shalom ba'aretz. So only shalom when there's no shalom. There's war before. There's contradiction before. Then there's shalom afterwards. This is left and right, and the middle is the one that the decider. That's why you need three people to read in the Torah. In order to perfect the shalom, to inject the malchus with longevity through the shalom. That's the das, that's the longevity. That's why on Monday, on Thursday, Beis Din sits. How many people are sitting in Beis Din? 3 people. So in case there will be a dissent between two of the Dayanim, there will be a third one that will decide. Mishpat is, that's the peacemaker. I know in America they like to say the Colt 45 is a peacemaker, but... And there was a period of time where that was the peacemaker, but again, it's like Stalin asking nicely, Because the verdict is the decider, and he makes peace. A judgment of peace put in your gates. Even though the one who loses doesn't like that piece very much, nevertheless, it's for the teva of the club. And after I wrote this, he says, I saw that the Taz brought what the Bes Yosef wrote b'Shem Halochos Chaim, and this is what he's saying. Kigon Pashas Amolet. Bes Yosef v'vi b'Shem Halochos Chaim as follows. Lo sifu ba milamala o lamato. In other words, they didn't add this only 9 psukim. Why didn't they add another pasuk before it or afterwards? He says, Lo sifu ba milamala o lamata. They didn't add above it or below it. Then it was before it or after it. ושאמר הקדוש ברוך הוא, Amalek גרם להיות שמי וכיסי חסורת. He says, Amalek caused my name and my throne to be deficient. כי יד על קסקה מלחמה להשם מדור ודור. You know, the kes missing the aleph, the yud k missing the vav k. So the throne is deficient and the name is deficient. Kach parshosoi chaser, its parsha is also deficient. And Yerushalmi says, Hu asa maaseh katorah, he did an abridged deed. Kach parshosoi katorah, his parsha is abridged. Ad kan l'shomer, oru eina, and my eyes, filled with that. Ki titilo lakel ha'reiti, shilchani Hashem b'derech ha'emes, HaKadosh Baruch Hu has led me in the way of truth. And I wrote above, Shema she'em Poshas Amalekim Tisha Psukim, Ubchinas Yad HaKeska. What I wrote before, this is Ubchinas Yad HaKeska. And I also wrote afterwards, Rabbi Yosef wrote B'Shem Poskim, Shema she'niskon uval etzion, that which, that we faked after davening, was saying, Asher bal etzion, כדי שיקיימו כל ישראל לימוד התורה בכל יום. So Am Yisrael v'mikayim learning Torah every day. If you look at what I wrote there, מכוון כמו שכתבתי למעלה, אבל להציב מקום בעסק התורה. It says usually on everyday basis you don't say tach. You say tach. You don't read the Torah except Mondays and Thursdays. I would say you have to inject the malchus with chaim, right? We have to inject it with life, with longevity. How do you do it? So I've said before, this is done with Asher Bal Tzir. And here the B'S Yosef says the same thing. That the fact that to establish to say Asher Bal Tzir, so Am Yisrael will live the Torah every single day. It's Tzrichim L'Davka Achar Tefillah. That's why you have to learn after the Tefillah. To bring about life and longevity, as we said before. So you have to go out of the Beis Medrash to Bet Knesset, to Beis Medrash to learn. Not everybody can do that. People have to go to work. People have things to do. So that's why immediately after you daven, you'll learn. So it's considered like you come out of shul and you go into Beis Medrash and you learn it. And according to this reason, is also nachon gam she'enu omrim Asher Bal Tzion b'Shabbos ki b'mincha. You don't say Bal Tzion on Shabbos except you don't say it in the morning like you say it every day. You only say it in mincha, right before Kriyas Torah. Ki az kohen b'Torah b'Novi. Then you read the Torah in the Novi, as the Rabbi Yosef wrote this particular reason. V'af she'b'sheni v'chamishi korim gamken. Even though in Sheni Chamishi you also read like this. Amechmas shekurim me'at ve'maftorim me'novi, like you do on Shabbos morning. Like on Shabbos morning, you read you read the whole parsha, and you read Novi. So you don't need Asher Bal Tzion. You don't need Bal Tzion. Bal Tzion is to Mekayim Limud Torah. So in the morning you have plenty of it. You don't need it. So you say Bal Tzion dafka in the afternoon. But on Monday, on Thursday, even though you do read in the Torah, you just read, 10 psukim. You don't read a lot, just read a little. So that's why you need Asher Bal Tzion to fortify it. You have to say Bal Tzion, Vakol Nachon Al Pi Mishaber V'Malo. Halocha base, we don't know where it is. We don't know if it wasn't written or it was written and it was lost. But we'll say no Rabbim. Ad kan Hilchos Kriyas Torah Halacha Aleph.